Well, hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday night. I'm thrilled to have all of you joining us, and I'm really very, very blessed and honored to have with me my dear friend, Dr. Michael Gross. Why don't you say hi?
Hello, everyone.
We'll give you a short introduction on Michael, and then I'm going to turn it over to him, and I'll put all his contact information in the comments as he speaks. So, Dr. Michael Gross is professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach, entrepreneur, and the amazing author of the Spiritual Primer. For over 30 years, he's been working in the field of spiritual realm, and he has so much experience to share with us today. He's a multidimensional healer, transformational coach, skilled in all aspects of soul, oversoul frequencies, body vibrations, timing, and life force energies, and so much more. I could go on and on and on, but right now, with the fact that we only have 30 minutes, which he has to share his message, I would like to just go ahead and welcome him and let you know that this man changed my life. The things that he's taught me are absolutely incredible, and I know that he can truly enrich yours as well. So, on that note, Michael, I'm going to go ahead and mute out and give the floor to you, okay?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I thought what would be better to talk about than gratitude and to understand how gratitude works in our life. And we have to take a look at our lives and everything in our life we've created. And you're probably, whoa, me, I create this chaos? Uh-huh. Did I create this joy? Uh-huh. Did I create everything in my life? Uh-huh. So what is Michael going, uh-huh? And the reason I'm saying that with all of you, I'm chuckling, is that the subject that I desire to talk to you about is when you feel happy or joyous, what happens? Well, you produce endorphins and hormones and glands, you smile, you feel happy, you're not depressed, you're not angry, you're feeling satisfied, you feel you've accomplished something, you feel that many wonderful things are happening in your life. And that's true. So, what happens with a lack of attitude? The attitude of gratitude. That's not mine, but as they say, what happens with that attitude of lack of gratitude? Simple one word: chaos. How many people said, yeah, thanks, this is never going to happen, or thanks, yeah. And the way the universe works is everything is neutral. Everything you say, okay, that's what you want, we'll give it to you. Well, wait a minute, I didn't mean that. You don't do that. You just say that. Some negative thought, expressing another form of gratitude. Okay, we'll give you more of that. And that's what we need to understand. There is no judgment that has to do with everything that's occurring in your life. The only one that judges is you. That's it. Contrary to popular belief, as they say, the true source does not punish you or create any chaos. We are expert at doing it alone in our lives. We don't need any help. We're great at it. Just think of all the doubts and fears and anxieties you've had in your life and chaos. And I've had so many people, why has God punished me? Why is this? Stop for a minute. You could call God the true source, or true source as I do. Unconditional love. Who taught that? Buddha taught that. Jesus taught that. Krishna taught that. And many other avatars. Well, if the true source is unconditional love, then there is no judgment. So where does the judgment come in? Good question. You. You're the one that judges yourself. And that's so important. You know, had people say, well, God knows everything you're going to do. I go, wait a minute. I don't know whether I'm going to chew gum, have hot fudge sundae, sit down, have a prime rib, or watch TV. I don't know from second to second. Oh, God knows what you're going to do. No. Here's what our purpose in life. Our purpose in life is to experience life. The sun, the rain, the moon, the cold, the hot, love, anger, frustration, joy, happiness, success. Well, why would we do that? Because you see, when you're in your soul, and almost everybody acknowledges you have your soul, there's one energy, just unconditional love. Everything's loving. Now here you're on planet Earth, and you're experiencing a different kind of emotion. Well, why would I want to do that? That's a good question, because you came here to experience it. In your soul and your soul energy, you can't feel the sun, because there isn't a Mother Earth in what we call, or you would call, heaven, which I would call the higher planes. There's just love, 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 love. That's all it is. And we turn around and we incarnate and we experience various things. So in the very beginning, when we left the bosom of the true source, so remember, your DNA, figure of speech, is part of the true source. You always have been, always will be, no matter what you do. You're always part of the true source. So we said, hey, if we mess up, we want to be held accountable. How do we be held accountable? Well, we asked for the law of karma, which is nothing but an experience. Well, let's divide that up. Karma is an experience, maybe a little trying, a little painful, but I'm going to learn it. Well, what if I do good stuff? Well, let's call it dharma. Oh, what is dharma? All the things you did in your past life, even this lifetime, there is rewards. Well, what is the rewards? It is the law of right action and correct exchange. Oh, where'd that come from? We created that. We asked for it. Right action is always doing the right thing. And if you're not doing right action, what happens? Then you have karma. You learn by experience. For example, if you were bullying everybody and so on and so forth, and all of a sudden you've created that karma in this lifetime or another lifetime, you would have to learn what it feels like being bullied. Oh, I got it. Good. It's all over and done with. Good job, Michael. You see, you are connected to the true source at all times. It's a really complicated subject. Make it easier. You're part of the true source. That's oversimplification. So why did the true source divide itself, calling a soul, to come in and experience life? Because the true source wanted to learn what life was like. Oh, so every experience you have, the true source said, oh, I learned well. For me, oh, Michael screwed up. Boy, I learned a wonderful, beautiful thing. Michael, thank you for sharing. Thank you for you doing all this stuff. But I screwed up. Yeah, well, but you learned something and I learned something. You created it. I'm learning through what you created. And then there are, like, before I moved out here, I had a big home and all my friends would stay and sleep over if they didn't have a place to stay. And when I came out here, a friend of mine called me, hey, stay with us. That's dharma. I did this for everybody. Now it's done for me. It is so simple. However, we take things to the nth degree. And what we do is we magnify it. I've had people say, nothing ever works out for me. They go, nothing works out. And it blah, 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 blah. And you know what? Universe goes, okay, that's your gratitude. Nothing will ever work out for you. Congratulations. Hope you learned something new, but you're doing it. We don't judge whether it's right or wrong. That's your job. And I had a friend, and I forgot the exact numbers, and he asked me to help manifest his house. And I think he spent $500,000 or $600,000 into it, and he wanted to get $1.3 million. He ended up now for $1,260,000 or $1,270,000 cash upfront, right away, closed in 10 days. Hey, nothing works for me. I always fail. I said, wait a minute. We manifested this or the perfect price. And he just said, nothing works and I'm a failure. Well, he was short like 30,000 or 35,000. Wow. In 10 days, you sold your house, you got the cash and walked away. Like, hello, no appreciation. So he's continuing to be the victim. That's what you understand. There are no such thing as a victim. You create the victimhood. What if you went around every day, looked in the mirror? I am wonderful. Oh, my life is beautiful. I give thanks for my life. I give thanks for my body. I give thanks for my wonderful job. And, I try to remember when I pay a bill, I give thanks for this prosperity for paying this bill. Sometimes I forget, but I try to remember. I give thanks for this wonderful money. Anybody gives me money, I bless it and thank them and ask for it to come back tenfold, whether it's a check or cash or a debit or credit card. I try to remember to do that all the time. Don't remember all the time, but most of the time. Well, that's right action and correct change. You're giving thanks for it. You must like more. I'll give you more, Michael. That's the way it works. So aside from religiosity, which, religiosity tries to make a big deal and everything really difficult, not to knock it, but they do have their rules and regulations. The most important thing for you to do is what is right for you. In my journey, when I turned around and I decided that I wanted to break away from religious practices, I asked the true source, well, what good is religion? And I heard, well, two things, Michael. One, it sets up a moral code, 10 commandments. Yeah, I got it. The other thing is that you realize the limitations, and now you're stepping into another vibration of energy, which, as we talk about using my metaphor, you are unlimited. So here we go. I give thanks for being unlimited. I give thanks for my food. I give thanks for that. Keep giving thanks. But you notice your voice? You don't say, I give thanks for this wonderful meal. You don't talk that way. I give thanks for this wonderful meal. There's a smile. There's an elation. And that's the secret. You are using, a higher vibration of energy to attract into your life something you desire. Think about that. How many times have you said, gee, I wish I can get a parking spot in front of, Kohl's or whatever department store. And then you forget about it and you go, oh, there it is. There's your parking spot in front of Kohl's or Nordy's or wherever you are. I've done that so many times. When I go to Costco and I, those of you or Sam Club, oh, it's a zoo. And I always ask for, I know I'm going to get a parking spot. That's close. It's going to work out to give thanks. Boy, I always get one close to the door. Do I get it 100% of the time? No, 99.5 or something like that. See, that's what we have to learn. Everything life is experience, and you gain knowledge from it. So one of the most important things I want to share with you is that I had a client, and she had a birthmark that was huge on her face. And I started saying, well, that's a beauty mark. No, they made fun of me. No, that's a beauty mark. Well, as we got into it, I had talked to her earlier that what did it do for you? Well, I chose to be successful. People were making fun of me. And I chose to do this and that and so on and so forth. I said, wonderful. And you know what? The next time she did a podcast without the makeup, she talked about her birthmark. I call the beauty mark now. And everybody said, oh, how much courage, and they admired her. And I believe she never felt that before. You see, everything is a gift. And if we look at it as a gift, if things don't work out well, if you're having trouble with a job or relationships or growing up poor or your parents were this or that, it was a gift. Because what did you do with it? You turned it around. And as they said, you take lemons into honey. Everything is a gift to empower you. If everything was simple and easy all the time, you never appreciate what you have. So look at your life and give thanks for everything that made you the man, the woman, the person you are right now. And what happened? The universe said, you must like being who you are now. We're going to give you more. So it's so simple. But again, as I mentioned when I talked to the True Source about spirituality, I'll just remind you, I said, why is it so difficult? True Source said, you humans make a big deal out of everything. And we do. Where is your life? What do you desire to accomplish? And what is preventing you from giving thanks for everything? Now, if you went through a trial and tribulation, give thanks for the trial and tribulation to bring enlightenment, positivity, or success in my life. And then the universe goes, you got it. Well, you don't need that anymore because you found the answer. Well, why would I be forgiven for that? Because you chose that experience to empower you before you incarnated. You wrote your script. Isn't that wonderful? Now, move forward. The past is behind you. Even these words are in the past. These thoughts are in the past. So what's ahead of you? What do you desire it to be? Conflict, anger, frustration, or hate? What do you desire it to be? I'm just looking at our timing. Tia, we're doing pretty good. How much time do we have left? About 15 minutes?
15 minutes.
Okay. What I would like to share with all of you at this point is thinking about, take a moment about your life and give thanks for every experience in your life that empowered you, even the worst thing in the world. Look at all the things you've overcome. You know, I was talking to a group that I've been teaching and sharing with, and one of the important items I was bringing up with them is that everything in your life is positive. It gave you the strength to be who you are now. And that's so important. Look at our younger generation now. All they're great at computers, better than I am, great at looking into AI now, better than I am, and that's it. There is no critical thinking. They watch TV, they watch YouTube, they watch this and that, and they draw the conclusions on that. And what? Wow. If there's no creative thinking because you're giving up your power to, AI or anything like that, then what happens? You're going to become a robot, or you're going to be fed disinformation. Now, I'm not saying AI is a bad thing. There are many good points. But when you give up your ability to create and understand and accepting whatever AI is, I was working with a person who is very professional at AI, and she calls it the AI dump. And I said, what is that? She said, everything on the social media is dumped on, and that's what AI is drawing on. It doesn't have any intelligence. All it does is whatever you print on it, it goes there. That's where it gets its knowledge from. Like, wow. I even had a client that's her husband's a doctor, and he was under stress, and he went to AI, what kind of medication should he take? I said, what? He's a doctor. Why don't he call one of his colleagues? I mean, we all know that doctors and dentists are under a lot of stress, even psychologists and psychiatrists. Hello, why don't you talk to a doctor? By the way, psychologists, psychiatrists, they have to go to another psychologist and psychiatrist to what? To release, to find harmony and balance and disengage from their clients because they deal with so many emotions. And that's a wonderful thing. Or there's something else I'd like to share with you. And that is take a day. Kind of difficult. Take a day, or at least a half a day. Shut off the phone. Tell everybody you're busy. If you can take a day, perfect. If you can't, take a half a day, a month, and do a meditation. And in the meditation, just ask for true inner source guidance and healing. That's it. That's all you need to do. Well, what about this and that? What if I miss some business? Listen, they want you bad enough, they'll get you the next day or later that day. If they can't wait, they'll find somebody else that weren't right for you. But to thine own self be true, a quote from Shakespeare. It is time for you to debrief and heal. So, as I've talked to you before, there are all kinds of meditations. The one that I believe is the most powerful is inhaling dream and exhaling heaven. And I suggest to get mala beads, M-A-L-A beads, or they have 108 beads. So get 108 pennies, 108 dimes, whatever, and put them in a jar or a container. Why 108? Glad you asked that. Because in numerology, 1 plus 0 is 1 plus 8 is 9. Number 9, completion or ending. That's what it means. And by inhaling dream and exhaling heaven, what is happening? Well, I call it the breath of enlightenment. Not really me, the true source. What happens? Automatically, your soul says, oh, dream heaven. I know what that means, and you're probably what that means. It means that my vibrations will automatically rise. But your soul goes, Michael needs healing about his emotions, being angry, or his arm hurts, or his foot hurts, or whatever. And you'll be amazed what happens. Here's the side of that. The sidebar is, as they say, you become more intuitive automatically. Why? Because you're getting out of the third dimensional 3D world, as they call it. What's in the 3D world? One word, chaos. You can add a bunch of attitudes or a bunch of adjectives rather, but it's chaos. So the two most powerful words or I am, which says you're one with the true source one with you. Okay. Second two most powerful words, dream heaven, raises your vibrations. Watch your thoughts, because you're going to manifest things more quickly, not after 1 hour, but over a short period of time. Also, you'll begin to get healing. Well, what do I do? Just sit there and ask the true source and your soul to do what is ever is necessary for you. Not what you think, what your soul knows, who knows you much better. So how do you do that? You inhale dream, exhale heaven, and move the mala bead on your finger to the next bead, or take a penny or dime out of one container and put it into the other container. When you've done it 108 times, this is what it takes too long. It's too much to do. And I always tell everyone, when you're going to do this, it's going to take you maybe 8 or 10 minutes. You'll get in a rhythm and you'll be down to 3 to 4 minutes. Well, then your ego is going to go, you don't have to do that. It's not necessary. What is the ego's purpose? In the end, in the beginning, it fills a missing gap. Because when you're first born, what happens? You're talking to your guides and angels. And somewhere around the age of 3, things begin to change. And when you change, the veil of forgetfulness descends upon you, because you don't remember for the most part why you're here, because every experience is new. And dream heaven will get you back in balance. So, I hear that. Oh, I love it. And then I say, how's it going? Oh, I'm too busy. Congratulations. What you think you create your experience. So now you're manifesting, you're too busy, you don't have time for it. But if I told everybody, you get a $50, Starbucks card or whatever, Amazon card, if you do this every month, probably 85 or 90% of the people would do it every month. You know how Jesus taught? He called everybody together, free food, everybody. And everybody would come, oh, I'm getting a free meal. Well, you're wondering how they could afford it. Remember, on the Sea of Galilee, they were fishermen. So they caught a lot of fish. And then they would have bread and wine and figs or whatever vegetables they would be able to obtain. And everybody would come. And when there's food, there's happiness. The next things that happen, Jesus would deliver some thoughts, and that's it. And people would come and walk away, and he'd do it over and over again. And finally, they began to understand what he was teaching. And there are many other avatars. Well, what's the best way to get people together? Like, I got a notice that talking about Medicare insurance, free food, come down to this restaurant. We'll talk about it. No obligation. People are showing up because there's something for nothing. So what you're being asked, your soul is, hey, look after it for number one. That's you. And that's more important. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Steve Jobs, who was a billionaire, said a $3,000 car will get you the same place as a $30,000 car. This was years ago. Cars are more expensive now. A $30 watch tells the same time as a $300 watch. And he was just pointing out all those beautiful things. And what he came to the reality is, what's really important in your life? Number one is health. Number two is self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. Number three is finding joy and happiness in your life. And then 4, sharing it with others, your joy and happiness. So I leave you with all these wonderful thoughts, because all of you are unlimited. And I leave you with this thought because you are creating your life. So how about switching gears, as they say, as the true source said, changing thinking from a -1 to a 0 to a +1. That's 3 degrees, -0 +1. Tiny, tiny, tiny little bit, but it'll change your life. An example of this, if you were building a bridge from point A to point B, and let's say it was a mile apart, and let's say you drew a line, you put a nail in the ground, and you took a rope or a string and you stretched it out a mile, and you were 1/32 of an inch off. And a mile down the road, you could be 2 or 3 or 4 feet off. That much. Okay. Someone's a mathematician, just get the example. And no, it's not exact. Well, when you're building a bridge, even if you're inches off, it's a difficult problem to meet at the other end. So if you're 2 or 3 or 4 feet off, what's going to happen? So using that as an example of what I'm explaining to all of you is all you need to do is just give thanks, change your thinking 3 degrees from a minus to a 0 to a +1. It's really minute, and then your whole life will begin to change. With that in mind, I'd like to conclude by sharing some things that are very important to me. And that is the second Saturday of every month, called the Mass Consciousness Healing. Well, what's that about? Well, we meet at 9:55 a.m. Pacific time to 11:01. That's 1 hour and 6 minutes. And in doing so, what we do is we chat for 3 to 4 minutes, in case someone's a little late, sometimes 5. And then we go into meditation. You actually become a conduit for the true source, a conduit to spread love all over this planet. Everything has a frequency, energy, and vibration, and everything is alive. So you're sending love, the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdom, Mother Earth. Remember, we're part of the animal kingdom. We are. So everything and most beautiful experiences I'll share. Some have seen Krishna show up. Some have seen Jesus, the Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Buddha, and other avatars have showed up, and your guides and angels. And that's what I call right action. You're sending out love. Guess what? Corrective change. Going to come back to you. But you're not doing it for that. You're doing it to change this planet. You see, because you are the solution, and you have the power to make a difference. And although we don't have huge groups of souls, we have enough. And remember, for you that are watching this, it took a handful of people who said, we got to break away from King George. And it spread like wildfire. And what happened? We became independent, and we became the beautiful constitutional republic of the United States of America. That's how powerful just a few people are. So never give up hope. And to access that beautiful, wonderful, I'm going to say, meditation of healing, tell them how they can do it on freeconferencecalls.com.
I will. And I do also have a question for you, but I'll give the number first. It's 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125446 pound. One more time, please.
Okay. 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125446 pound. Now, using the same area code, the same telephone number, Tuesday evenings from 6:30 p.m. Pacific time to 7:30 p.m. It is called a Soul Awakening. You can ask any question you so desire. Hopefully I can answer it. Then I deliver a 10-minute motivational message. Pretty simple. It's a lot of fun. Even if you know a lot of things, you've probably forgotten more than you realize. And it's really great to be reminded of it. And I encourage all of you, just listen. Everybody has a question that's very powerful, and you may hopefully learn something, because I will tell you, I learn something new all the time. And I've been at this a long, long time. To you, give them that information once more.
That Tuesday call-in number is 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125446 pound. Same number as the Saturday once a month Mass Consciousness Healing. However, but like all that, one of the things I wanted to add is that I said there's a 10-minute motivational message, and it's a recording. The beautiful part about it is you're stuck in traffic, you're angry, upset, dial this number, and there are 400 messages. Starting at number 3, go to 400. And it's like, well, what should I listen to? Well, as you know by now, I forgot to label each one true source. No, you didn't. I said I didn't? No. You want to read through 400 labels? No. So let your soul choose. I don't know. I think I'm supposed to listen to number 215. And then I get a call. Just what I needed to hear, Michael. Tell them how they can obtain that information and listen.
Absolutely, Michael. It's 434-300-4170. And the access code, Michael?
125-446 #. One more time, please.
434-300-4170. And the code, Michael?
125-446 #. Take advantage of it. When you dial the number, it'll ask you what number you desire to listen to. It starts at number 3, goes up to 400. Choose any number. You'll be amazed at what happens. I would recommend starting with number 92. And it's a misnomer, so don't be frightened when you hear the name of the subject. Listen what it's all about. And it is very, very powerful. So I encourage all of you to do that. Also, if you want to review the podcast, you can go to Dr. Michael B. Gross on YouTube, and you can listen to the previous podcasts. What year is this we've been doing this to you?
Without looking back, I'm thinking it's close to 5 years, Michael.
So we have a lot of information. Also, you can see some beautiful photographs by award-winning photographers you know by now. Is to you, and there'll be a quote and there'll be an audible message. There won't be 400, but there'll be a few. So I encourage you to take advantage of it. And one more item, and that is I offer a complimentary session. It's 20 minutes to half an hour. And what it is that I am, what do they call, old school. That's what they call me. You call me, you have the information. I see a telephone number, and I'll say I'll get back to you. Number 2, leave a text afterwards. All right. Here's the point. People don't want to call. They want to leave a text. I don't know why. However, what happens is sometimes I don't get a chance to look at the text till 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Yeah, I sleep 3 to 4 hours a night most nights, or the next morning, or and then I get tied up, so it could be the next evening. Why didn't you call me before? I told you the best way to reach me. And that's the best thing to do. It's so important to do that. I still get text. Oh, you're old school. We'd rather text. Well, thank you, but this is the way I operate. This is what's convenient for me. And I so want to help you. So please, acknowledge that and respect what I have to say. And I'll respect what you have to say. So I want to thank you so much. Tia, there was a comment you said?
Well, I had a quick question that popped up. How do people, when they're meditating and they have that like little busy brain thing going on, how do they shut down the busy brain so that they can focus on their dream heavens? Is it soul and ego competing with one another?
Exactly. It is the soul and ego. You're 100% right. You'll be meditating. I got to get the laundry done. When this is going to be over? I'm in a hurry, and so on and so forth. You'll experience that. And all you need to do is inhale dream and exhale heaven. Keep doing that. That's all you need to do. You're going to get a little antsy. My suggestion is do that. If you still are challenged with it, one of my very dear friends, he set his watch or his clock or his cell phone for 5 minutes. That's all. And then after 3 days, he kept increasing it by 3 minutes, then 8 minutes, then 11 minutes, then 14. Then over a couple of weeks period, he was doing anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, uninterrupted. Just remember, the reason the ego is, it's afraid it's losing control. The ego is self-serving now. Just doesn't care what happens to you. It's only to serve itself. Because when you birth out of your body, the ego goes, take me. It's gone. You don't take your ego with you. What you take with you is all your experiences. And wow, did I do all these things? Wow, I learned all these things. I'm so glad it happened. You may not feel this way now, but when you birth out, you'll remember these words. Thank you for bringing that up. Is there any other comments you desire to bring?
You've been receiving a lot of hugs and love.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your time, Michael.
Thank you, everyone. So, at the last point, I would like to present to you this wonderful, beautiful book called Healing the Holes in Your Soul. It's a story of pain. It's a story of low self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. It's a story about going in from gutter to grace, as Tio says. She's like the phoenix rising from the ashes. This is a book of inspiration. It's a book of love. It's a book of healing. And it's a book of help and a book of hope. I recommend this book highly, and I don't recommend too many souls books.
Thank you so much, Michael, for your kind words. I truly am honored that you feel that way. You're the one that encouraged me to write that. And I highly recommend this beautiful book because this is packed full of golden nuggets that can change your life. And if it wasn't for me meeting Michael and working with Michael and reading this book so diligently, I wouldn't have written the book that he's holding now. That book would not even be in existence. I consider this book as priceless. There is no greater gift than you can give yourself than this book and your complimentary consultation with Michael, because he woke up my soul. And oh my gosh, how my life has changed in the 6 years that we've been working together. So truly, truly connect with Michael. And if you want to get a signed copy of this beautiful book, connect with one of us and we will make sure you get one in your hands, as well as I will also sign one of mine for you if that's what you choose to have, okay? But for now, start here. And he wrote the foreword for the book, the book that he's holding. He's truly a wonderful, gifted man. And I honor you, Michael, every single day. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for joining us. Please spread this word to others. I do this as gratis because I believe in you. You are here to make a difference in your life. And remember, you are unlimited. Thank you, everyone. Namaste. We love you all. Take care, everyone.
We love you.